And now, for an amazing true story. From the book of Matthew, chapter 14, verses 22 through 33.
Peter and the other disciples boarded their fishing boat and set out for the other side of the Sea of Galilee, just as Jesus had told them to. Jesus had just finished teaching a huge crowd of people, so he wanted to spend a little time alone before he joined his friends. As the boat got further and further from the shore, the disciples talked about all they had seen and heard that day.
Did you see the look on Philip's face when Jesus told us he was going to feed 5,000 people?
Oh, come on, Andrew. Can you blame me? I mean, I've seen Jesus do some incredible things, but that was just impossible.
Well, apparently not.
Yeah, guess I was wrong. Say, where did Jesus say he was going anyway?
I don't know. Peter? What? Where's Jesus going? Oh, he said it was going up to the mountain to pray for a while. Get away from the crowd and all. He's gonna meet us on the other side later.
We took the boat. What's he gonna do? Swim across?
I don't know. I guess he's just gonna walk around.
Well, that'll take all night.
At least. Uh-oh. Storm's coming.
Back on shore, Jesus waited for the crowd of people to make their way home. By then, it was evening, and he went up to the mountainside to rest and pray alone. The fishing boat, now far away from land, was sailing right into the middle of a huge storm. They were too far from the shore to turn back, and the powerful wind prevented them from going forward. The waves pounded against the boat for hours, and they were unable to get back to dry land.
It's no use. The wind is too strong. What's gonna happen, Peter? I don't know. I wish Jesus was here. Me too.
Hey, what is that?
Suddenly, one of the disciples spotted a figure out on the water, approaching them in the pre-dawn light. The figure appeared to be walking on the water.
It's a ghost!
He's coming to get us!
Be brave. It's me. Don't be afraid. The figure spoke to them with a voice that sounded like Jesus. Peter replied, "Lord, is that you?"
Shh! Don't talk to it!
Don't make the ghost mad!
I don't think it's a ghost. Lord, if it is you, tell me to come to you on the water.
Are you crazy?
What are you doing?
Come, said the strange figure. Peter walked slowly to the edge of the boat. He looked back at his frightened friends all safe inside the boat, and at the figure walking on water in the middle of a storm. Peter put one foot outside of the boat.
Peter! No!
And he stepped out into, or rather onto, the water.
It's him! It is the Lord! Look at me! I'm walking on water!
Peter began walking toward Jesus, one step at a time, a little unsteadily at first, but then with more confidence.
I'm doing this. I'm walking on water. There is no land beneath my feet. Wait a minute. There's no land beneath my feet!
Peter's courage began to falter. He remembered that he was in the middle of a terrible storm. He took his eyes off Jesus. And he noticed the wind and the waves and the rain, and without warning, he sank into the sea. Peter struggled to stay above water, but he was being thrown around like flotsam by the buffeting waves. A moment ago, Peter was doing the impossible, and now he was afraid he was going to drown.
Lord! Save me! Lord!
Right away, Peter felt the hand of Jesus pulling him up and out of the water. Peter gasped and coughed the water out of his lungs. Jesus looked at him and said, "Your faith is so small. Why did you doubt me?" Peter didn't reply, but he wondered the same thing. After all he had seen Jesus do, feeding 5,000 people with just a few loaves and fish, healing someone who had been born blind, even bringing someone back from the dead, why had he let his own fears distract him from the true power of God. As Peter and Jesus climbed back into the fishing boat, the wind and the waves died down. The disciples stood in awe of their great teacher. Everything that Jesus did helped strengthen their belief that he truly was the Son of God.